If you're moving to Tampa, one of the first decisions you'll need to make is which part of Tampa is a better fit for your lifestyle. Today I'm breaking down everything you need to know about North Tampa versus South Tampa, including neighborhoods, home prices, lifestyle, traffic, insurance considerations, pros, cons, and the biggest misconceptions I see from people relocating here. Hi, my name's Alyssa and I'm a local resident and realtor to Tampa. And I absolutely love sharing with you about the city and all the amazing things it has to offer for both those of you who already live here and those of you still trying to decide whether or not Tampa is your next move. If you found this fun and helpful, be sure to hit the bell so you get notified when I post new videos. If you are thinking about making the move to Tampa, click the link below to download my relocation guide or set up a time for us to talk one-on-one. If you've spent any amount of time researching Tampa neighborhoods online, then you've probably noticed that everyone seems to have a really strong opinion when it comes to South Tampa versus North Tampa. The South Tampa crowd will tell you there's nothing worth your time north of Kennedy, and the North Tampa crowd will tell you that South Tampa is just rich people paying $1 million for a house with one closet and nowhere to park. The truth is, neither side is wrong. They're just very different. But before we jump in, let's define Tampa because this is where a lot of people get confused. Most locals use a couple major roads as unofficial dividing lines. Kennedy Boulevard separates North Tampa and South Tampa, and Florida Avenue separates East Tampa from West Tampa. For this video, we're using Kennedy Boulevard as our dividing line between North and South Tampa. East Tampa and West Tampa are a completely different conversation, and I'll cover those neighborhoods in a separate video. So when I say South Tampa, I'm talking about the neighborhoods south of Kennedy Boulevard. When I say North Tampa, I'm focusing on the areas buyers most commonly compare to South Tampa when they're relocating here, like Carolwood, Northdale, Lake Magdalene, and New Tampa. Let's start with South Tampa. South Tampa is one of the most recognizable and sought-after parts of the city. This includes neighborhoods like Hyde Park, Palmacia, Beach Park, Bayshore Beautiful, Ballast Point, Davis Islands, Virginia Park, Sunset Park, Soho, Gandy, and Port Tampa. One of the biggest reasons people are drawn to South Tampa is location. You're close to downtown, you're close to Water Street, you're close to Midtown, West Shore, Channelside, Benchmark Arena, Tampa General Hospital, MacDill Air Force Base, and Tampa International Airport. If you like being close to restaurants, coffee shops, sporting events, concerts, and date nights, then South Tampa puts you in the middle of pretty much what Tampa has to offer. Another thing buyers love is the variety. Davis Islands feels completely different from Ballast Point. Ballast Point feels completely different from Hyde Park, and Hyde Park feels completely different from Beach Park. Each neighborhood has its own identity and character. You'll find historic homes, luxury new construction, waterfront properties, tree-lined streets, brick roads, condos, townhomes, and everything in between. South Tampa has a lot of personality, which is part of why the demand remains so strong. Now let's talk about North Tampa. When buyers tell me they're interested in North Tampa, they're usually talking about one of four areas: Carolwood, Northdale, Lake Magdalene, or New Tampa. These neighborhoods consistently come up when buyers want to stay in Tampa, but would like more space, larger lots, newer homes, and offer more value for their money. While they're all different, they share many of the same advantages that attract buyers north of Kennedy. One of the biggest reasons buyers start exploring North Tampa is simple. They want more house for their money. Many relocation buyers start their search in South Tampa because it's the area they've heard the most about. Then they start looking at actual homes, and that's when things start to get interesting. The same budget that might buy a smaller home on a tighter lot in South Tampa can often buy substantially more home in North Tampa. More square footage, larger lots, pools, home offices, bonus rooms, garages, and storage space. All the things that can become harder to find as you move closer to downtown. Carolwood and Northdale are especially popular because they strike a really nice balance. They're centrally located without feeling overly crowded. You have convenient access to the Veterans Expressway, downtown, West Shore, Midtown, and Tampa International Airport. The neighborhoods are established, the trees are mature, and the lots tend to be larger. And there's a wide variety of housing options. You'll find condos, townhomes, golf course communities, waterfront homes, luxury homes, and everything in between. Lake Magdalene offers many of those same advantages while also providing some beautiful lakefront opportunities and larger home sites. Then you have New Tampa. New Tampa offers something completely different from both South Tampa and Carolwood. This is where you'll find many of Tampa's master plan communities, including Tampa Palms, Hunter's Green, West Meadows, Pebble Creek, and Corey Lake Isles. The homes tend to be newer, the floor plans tend to be larger, and community amenities are more common. Neighborhood pools, parks, playgrounds, walking trails, and gated communities are everywhere. For buyers who want space and newer construction, New Tampa checks a lot of boxes. But the trade-off is distance. You're farther from downtown, you're farther from the airport, And depending on where you work, traffic can become a bigger part of your daily routine. One of the biggest misconceptions I see from relocation buyers is assuming South Tampa is automatically the best place to live. And don't get me wrong, I live in South Tampa and think it's wonderful. But for many people, it's exactly where they should be. But for some of the happiest clients I've worked with ended up buying in North Tampa. Not because they settled, but because those neighborhoods actually fit their lifestyle better. A lot of buyers fall in love with the idea of South Tampa before they fully understand the trade-offs. Then they start comparing homes and realize the same budget might buy them a lot more space somewhere else. The goal shouldn't be figuring out how to squeeze yourself into South Tampa. The goal should be figuring out which area actually fits the way you want to live. Now let's talk about pricing, because this is where the differences become very noticeable. South Tampa is generally one of the most expensive areas in the city. In neighborhoods like Hyde Park, Palmacia, Davis Islands, Beach Park, and Sunset Park, seeing homes priced at $1 million and above is the norm. And these are not necessarily giant luxury estates. Sometimes you're simply paying for the location. At North Tampa, your money often stretches considerably farther. For the same budget, buyers can frequently get more square footage, larger lots, newer construction in some areas, more bedrooms, and community amenities. That's one of the primary reasons so many relocation buyers eventually find themselves looking in North Tampa. Now, this is one of the biggest practical differences between North Tampa and South Tampa. I'm talking about flood zones. Not every home in South Tampa is in a flood zone, and not every home in North Tampa is automatically exempt from flood concerns. But generally speaking, flood zones become a much bigger conversation in many South Tampa neighborhoods because of their close proximity to the bay and surrounding waterways. Flood insurance can significantly impact your monthly housing costs, and hurricane evacuation zones can also become part of your decision-making process. This is something I walk through with every buyer because it's important to understand the total cost of ownership, not just the mortgage payment. South Tampa wins when it comes to proximity. If you work downtown at Tampa General in West Shore, Midtown, or near MacDill, your commute may be substantially shorter. North Tampa wins when it comes to everyday practicality. Larger driveways, more parking, less density, easier access to major roads in many areas. Of course, every part of Tampa has traffic and neither side gets a free pass. South Tampa is often a great fit for professionals working downtown, medical professionals at Tampa General, military family stationed at MacDill, empty nesters who want to be close to restaurants and entertainment, and buyers who prioritize location over square footage. North Tampa is often a great fit for families wanting more space, relocation buyers, people working remotely, buyers looking for larger lots, people who want newer homes and community amenities, and anyone who values practicality and getting more house for their money. Now let's talk about the pros and cons of both areas, starting with South Tampa. The pros: you're close to downtown and major employment centers, you're close to restaurants, entertainment, and shopping, there's strong long-term demand, there's beautiful established neighborhoods, and there's walkability in select areas. The cons: higher home prices, smaller lots, older homes that often require more maintenance. Flood zones and insurance costs can be significant, and parking and traffic can be challenging. The pros for North Tampa: you get more house for your money. You'll find larger lots, you'll get more storage and garage space, you have new or newer construction options, you'll get community amenities, and there's a lower risk of flood in many neighborhoods. The cons: you have a longer commute to downtown, you're more car dependent with less walkability, and there's traffic on major commuter routes, which, if I'm being honest, traffic is crazy everywhere in Tampa. So which side is better? The answer depends entirely on how you want to live. If your priority is being close to downtown, restaurants, sporting events, Water Street, Hyde Park, Bayshore Boulevard, and Tampa's urban core, South Tampa may be exactly what you're looking for. If your priority is more space, larger lots, newer homes, community amenities, and maximizing your budget, North Tampa may make a lot more sense. Neither one is better, they're simply different. The buyers who end up happiest are usually the ones who stop focusing on what they're supposed to buy and start focusing on the lifestyle they actually want. Because at the end of the day, you're not just choosing a house, you're choosing how you want to live. And that's exactly what I help my clients figure out every day. If you're thinking about moving to Tampa and need help deciding which area is the best fit for your goals, I'd love to help you navigate the options and find the neighborhood that feels like home.